Well, I've just been cleaning my garage out and I've come across a Jaguar and a Ford Transit, and I'm sure it fits in that Mondeo as well. Starter motor. So before I scrap it, I'll give it a quick check, see if it's worth saving. Just before I go any further, I'll just check the drive slips one way and not the other. Yep, just like your push bike back wheel. Right, so I've not tried this yet. Put the earth on, and we want to put in power onto here for a start, and then as it's touched on here, we touch it on there. Oh, no, it works, but not very good. Doesn't sound very clever, does it? Oh. Nothing now. First things first is take this main power lead for the starter motor. Oh god, that's a bit rusty. Not rusty. Looks a bit knackered, to be honest. All the threads on there are worn. Right, I'll put these in a safe place. Pull this lead off. Now you want to be undoing these two bolts here first. 6mm and two there. They hold the brush box on. Then two 8mm bolts. One there and one there. The problem with these starter motors is they're a bit tricky to hold in the vise. Oh, it's one of them bearings. I've got one of these. They go on skateboards. 6202s. So that's not too bad. And then we pull this off. Sounds good. Oh yes. Look at the brushes on that. Perfect. Well, I don't know what's going on with this one then. Will it come out? Oh, it looks a bit hot. Looks like it's, well, no, not too bad. Really not too bad. Needs cleaning up. Might just be that needs cleaning up, to be honest. Shaft looks alright. Bit awkward to hold in the vise. I'm just doing it like that. This should just pull off now. Ooh. He says knowingly. There you go, and don't forget the ball bearing inside there. Oh, can you hear that? A bit dry. There's a cap there, look. Make sure you know which way it goes round. High bit to the armature. And there's, oh, what's that? Bit of crap. That's not too bad. Yeah, well, bit of a. Oh, it's not going in. Oh, is it damaged? I bet I've damaged it again. I'll have to take that apart. I think I've pulled the bearing out. Oh no, that's it, that's what it is. That's it. So can you see that going round? So this is just a big gearbox. These gears in there, that's the planetary gears and a sun wheel in the middle, and then it's got, this shaft goes down the bottom, it's got a smaller cog that turns this bigger cog, the bigger shaft. So it's reduced twice. Reduced there, and it's reduced on this shaft down to here. Bit loose, but you know. I'm going to clean this out, so I'll take these out one at a time. Don't know when my pliers are gone. And don't forget the ball bearing down this hole. There's a little bearing. Right, to take this out, we're going to have to take the two bolts out here. These two star sockets. Well, I'm using a T20 star socket. I think it's a bit bigger. Oh, it's come off anyway. So we're all happy. These are plastic, so be very careful with them. I've just looked on eBay, these solenoids are £22 each. Yeah, £22 each. So be careful with that. I've never fixed that in the past. I suppose you could do. You could weld something on there. But anyway, next bit. So now pull this bit out. And now this should all come off, he says. It's a bit of a wiggle job. I can't remember having this problem before. Going on. Oh dear. Right, I'm just jumping over to the solenoid. I didn't, when I was testing it out, I was testing it on there and there, putting power in there, and when this is activated, when this one's activated, the ignition switch, then this moves up here, the solenoid moves up there, and you're supposed to get a reading on there, a short circuit across these two. So we're just giving it a quick check now, and it seems alright. So we'll not strip it down, because it's a pain in the arse stripping these down. And I have actually got another one that's the same, a brand new one, but the holes different, so if I was going to use it I'd have to drill out the holes, drill that one bigger and then drill one opposite bigger, but that would be a pain also. So we're just going to use the old one. Yeah, I could, instead of putting the jump leads on there and then on there, or there and then on there, I could have just tested the motor by putting the jump lead onto there, the wire goes straight to the motor. That's what I should have done. Right, back to this bracket. Now to get this shaft out here, if you want to get this EPI drive out, you need to get a punch and punch out that pin there, and that's stopping this shaft from moving out. It's got a hole either side, and I can't remember which side you push it out from, but I'm sure you do it from the small side. And then if this shaft won't come out, you have to drill a hole at the back, tiny hole, so you can get a punch in to punch the shaft out. I did try knocking it out, the pin out with this welding rod, but it won't move. So I'm just going to pull this out, put some oil inside there and at the back bearing and on these two bits. A bit tricky, but do it somehow. Make sure you put a bit of oil down there and let it, because there's a brass bearing inside this EPI. And anyway, it sounds a lot better. Ow. A little bit of oil on here. Should really let it soak in really, but put the armature in to spread it around a bit. So the armature's not too bad. And now put the ball bearing in. Put a bit of grease in there. And put a bit of grease around these. I might as well put some grease around the gear while we're here. And now the gears. Ooh. Before I put the cover on, I'll just show you the armature. No, I won't do. I was going to say I'll show you the armature working, but you can't really see a lot, so put the cover on next, which is, oh no, we've got to put this on next. And this bit there stops the fork from coming out, and it's got a bit of a metal plate on it, so you need a little bit of grease on there really, well, not too much. And this pushes down there like that. I thought it went further down. Must be wrong. Yeah, it's got to be right, hasn't it? Yeah, because it's flush with that, you see. Yeah, so now we can put the cover on. Like that. Next bit is, well, you can put the armature in first, but it's sometimes easier to put the outside on because the armature gets pulled through with the magnets. So I'll clean the body up and then we'll put that on. So we've cleaned up the magnets. There's loads of crap stuck to them, magnetic stuff, so I don't know if a bit of magnet have come off and shattered or what, but so they're all, look, no cracks in them. Check for cracks. Look alright. That there, look, all that stuff. Right, and so it's only got one way it can go, onto the where the solenoid goes. These are a pain in the arse to hold, these bloody starter motors. There it is, it's on. I'm going to bring this over so it doesn't fall off. Not too bad. None of the copper connections are joined together. Bearing sounds alright. Okay. Right then, pop this in, but it's going to snatch. So you've got to be careful. Ow! It's going snatching. And you don't want to be touching the commutator. So, oh. I forgot to check the electrical connection on the commutator. I'll just do that now. So put it on resistance. I've got it on 20k at the minute, it doesn't really matter. Then go round, make sure these commutators aren't touching the earth. Bit hard to do, bit hard to see. Then you can check whether they're all connected. Should all have a resistance. Yeah. Trouble is on these, you can test that one and you can test the next one and they're all zero. In fact, we'll put it on 200 ohms. See if we can get a better reading. 0.2. So you could go around every one, but I'm not going to because it's nearly time to have a beer. Right, now it's time to put the brush box on. You can see on here it's got very hot there and there, and I think it's because this was all dirty, causing a resistance, making everything get hot. That's all hot there, if you can see that. Normally I would get a tube and open these out with a tube. Open them out, let me get a better angle. Yeah, I would get a tube and do them one at a time, so let's make sure they all move properly. And then when they're all on the tube, you can push this on and it slots on. But we have actually got a bearing on here, we could actually use that to start it off with. No, I don't know about this. Oh yeah, so now you see we're on the bearing. We could sort of work our way down to the next level. But one pops out as you get the other one in, so it's kind of like a get one in at one side, get two fingers in, do it that side, and it's not working. I'll look for a tube. I couldn't find a tube, but I've got a socket. Look at that. It's perfect. Actually fits over the bearing as well. So now I'll push this, I'll get this built onto here. Back in a minute. Right, do two at once. Do that one. Do that one. Right, now ready to go put it on. All you got to do is slide it on. Oh, yeah. Easy as that, look. Right then, next the back end bracket. It looks like I've got to get it right way around. I seem to remember this bit going to the back. Best go and look on the video, but there's a washer, a spring washer. It keeps falling out the hole, so I'm going to put that on first. Oh, there would be a way to know, wouldn't there? Because there'd be witness marks from the rubber. I think it's there. Is it? No. Oh dear, I'm going to have to look on the video. Would it be unlikely? It wouldn't be there, would it, with that rubber is? That'd get in the way. Let me go and check on the SD card. Okay, it's in the right place then. So the this threaded bit goes towards the engine. Must be an earthing point or something like that. And we've got the through bolts cleaned up. So they're looking nice. Bit of a Loctite. Oh, it pours out of here. Bit of one on there. Do the one while we're here. I'm not putting a lot on. Just enough for my OCD. And then ready to go, put the bolts in. Oh. Now the two screws that go into the brush box holder, and you can line them up, because sometimes they're not quite lined up. I mean, you should make sure they actually are quite lined up before. That's going to have to do, it's bending. I'm not using any Loctite on these because they've got electricity going through them. I don't know if the Loctite is, I think it's probably an insulator, you'd think, wouldn't you? But anyway, I'll see in a minute. I don't think it's going down. Go on, you bugger. Oh, it's going now. I'll just go and give the solenoid a clean up on the wire wheel. Get rid of that label, DRS 3757, and clean these copper connections up. Right, solenoid's all been sandblasted, not sandblasted, buffered up. It's not perfect, so I'm just going to spray a little bit of WD-40 on there, because we don't want heavy oil on there. I'm going to put some grease on that bit. And now we're ready to put it in, so we hook it over like that and put the one way to know is to put the shortest, oh, they're both the same size. You put this one with the connection on to the body, and that's it. Put the screws in then. Ooh. Bit more Loctite on there, only smidgens. Where's the oil gone? It's a bit of an angle, isn't it? So we'll connect the positive terminal up, put a brand new washer on and a brand new nut. Well, it's not going down very well. Oh, the thread's knackered. Bloody hell, that's not got on. Oh, that bloody hell's going to... Remember not to go mad, because it's only a ceramic type insulation that you're bolting onto. Get one for there. What size do you think that is? 8mm? Okay, ready to test it. A bit of a safer way to test it is to put that lid on there like that. Get a screwdriver and just touch it onto there. That sounds better. My battery's getting a bit flat. It's an old one, but that's alright. Paint it now then. Before you paint it, just give that bit of a buff, because and mask it off, because that's an earthing point. So you want that nice and clean. Bit of a nightmare to paint really, to be honest, because of this bracket. We used to spend hours trying to seal it up, but we'll try doing it like this. Well, thanks for watching.